Monday morning. Hopefully it's sunny wherever you are. We have a 15-minute AMRAP, as many rounds and reps as possible for you today. The WOD is slightly different because we have an isometric hold within that AMRAP, and we'll get to what that's going to look like. The sequence for this movement will be to perform 10 pull-ups or bent over rows, 15 weighted sit-ups, and then 30 double unders. You'll then perform a 1-minute wall sit, and that'll be an accumulation of a minute, all right? So you'll be sitting against the wall, accumulating a full minute's worth. So if you get through that 60 seconds consecutively without breaking it up at all, then you move on back to those 10 pull-ups, 15 sit-ups, 30 double unders, and then hold that wall sit for another minute. And you'll accumulate as many rounds of this as possible within that 15 minutes. Now the wall sit can of course be broken up. That'll just mean that you're performing, that it will essentially just dig into your time a little bit more and you'll perform fewer rounds based on that. So in terms of the start, 10 pull-ups, which we're not going to demonstrate here, or 10 bent over rows. This is going to be 10 per arm. So if you're using a single dumbbell or kettlebell, that make sure that we're using 10 per arm. What we're looking for is we'll just grab the dumbbell, lean over. We're going to have a nice straight back position, somewhere generally horizontal, but that's going to really be kind of based on the tension in the hamstring. We want a slight bend in the knees, weight in the heel, shoulder blades pulled back nice and tight, and then we're just going to pull that dumbbell to around the lower part of the chest, around sternum height, and then release it. Let's watch 2 at speed. Good. And notice in the bottom position, she's still keeping her shoulder blades pulled back nice and tight. She's not letting the dumbbell or kettlebell relax and rounding, okay? Relax. And that'll be 10 per. We then have 15 weighted sit-ups. We're just going to hold the weight in front of us. The feet can be in a butterfly position, straight out ahead, or in a kind of an anchored position. So we're just going to hold the dumbbell right around chest height, and we're just going to leave it here as we sit all the way back, and then come up all the way forward. All right, and we can move as quickly as possible. Again, we can bring the feet into that normal military style sit-up. We could anchor them if we wanted to under a sofa or a dumbbell, or we could lock the legs straight out as well, and then sit all the way back and all the way up. And then of course we can do this with no weight if necessary. And then lastly, we have 30 double unders. We're not going to demonstrate that today. Again, the double unders, 2 rotations of the rope and 1 jump. We can scale this to just single unders, just jumping rope, 30 single unders, or 30 jumping jacks, or 30 mountain climbers. The jumping jacks, again, look like this. Relax. Mountain climbers look like this. Looking to keep those hips relatively low. Try to minimize the bounce. And for the mountain climbers, that would be 30 will be total. So each leg is a rep, so 15 per leg. All right. Just trying to get the heart rate up in this 30 repetitions here, whatever you choose. And lastly, we have a minute of a wall sit. We're going to have the feet so that the heels are under the hips. And then we're going to come right to about parallel. And we're going to try to keep those shoulders against the wall. We're going to try to minimize the hands staying off the leg. Or we're going to try to maximize keeping the hands off the legs. All right. So minimize your amount of rest at all. Okay. Really want to feel this in the legs. And you're going to accumulate to a minute. Okay, so every time you come off the wall, just keep track of that time where you stopped. And then when you jump back on, kind of pick back up from there. To accumulate for a full minute, sorry. Yeah, that doesn't become too comfortable. And that's that. The only other thing I'll add is if you don't have any weight at home, dog food, right? If we had an odd object for the rows, if we're using, some type of odd object, that's just going to be 10 repetitions if I'm using both arms, right? Maybe dog food or a 5-gallon water jug, that's about 45 pounds, give or take. Maybe a 1-gallon water jug or milk jug, something of that nature. But if we don't have any weight, we're going to perform reverse scat push-ups to replace the pull-ups or the rows. And that's really going to maximize or try to tease out the focus on the lats and the upper back. So we're going to keep the legs locked out. We're going to keep those hips pressed up. And then it's just a very slight movement of the back, lowering ourselves to the ground and pressing away from the ground. Again, focusing on the back position here. Relax. So that will really be the only body weight movement that you'll need to sub in.